Hopefully we'll find a caller with an IQ over 20. So, Al, do you have a problem with freedom of speech?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. I am 100% with Elon Musk. I hope he buys all these liberal, stupid radio shows like yours and puts you out of business, and hopefully finds a way to put you in jail. What do you think of that?
What crime have I committed?
Huh?
What's the crime?
I don't know. We'll find one.
Okay,
Just
so
show me we'll find the crime.
Okay, no, I know you're trying to be funny and you're trying to get me all riled up, Al, but
No,
I'm being
not
serious.
trying to be funny.
Okay, so you think?
Go ahead. I'm
So
trying to do
you
what
think?
now? I'm
So
trying to do what?
sure. So
What?
so Al, question for you, pal. I'm not. I'm just asking you a question. If you say you want somebody to go to jail, usually the judge wants a crime. So I'll ask.
Okay. Well,
so
you
hold
know
on,
what?
hold on, Al.
I
Hold
hope
on,
he buys
Al.
all the-
Al, calm down. Let's have a conversation. I'm not hanging up on you. I'm in a really good mood today, Al. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to call you any names. Let's have a conversation, okay, Al? So, Al, what crime have I committed? You don't say, well, I should send somebody in jail and I guess we'll find something. That's not how our country works. Now, maybe that's the country you want to live in because you voted for Donald Trump, who appears to be doing this with migrants and deporting people without and putting them in these jails, claiming that they're in gangs without any evidence. So, Al, I'm just wondering, you're the person that was part of the cancel culture with Bud Light. You don't like it when Democrats do it. But if you don't like what somebody says on a radio show, by the way, a radio show that you called into this show yesterday. Clearly, I've grown on you like a fungus, but yet you want me thrown in jail. So I ask you again, Al, what crime have I committed? Please answer the question.
I don't know. Hopefully,
you don't know. You don't know.
Hopefully we'll find one. And you know what? Let me tell you something.
Hopefully we'll find a caller.
Mrs.
Hopefully we'll find a caller with an IQ over 20. So, Al, do you have a problem with freedom of speech? Tell me. Al,
and you get off the air.
Al, do you have a
You
problem?
got that?
Al, do you have a problem with freedom of speech? You see, Al, this might be a hard. Okay,
No,
I'm glad
no.
you don't. Al, we agree. So, Al, here's the deal, pal, okay? I don't know if you're aware of this. I don't know whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on the radio. You have the ability to go listen to a right-wing echo chamber show right now. There's plenty of them out there with 5 listeners in Las Vegas. So you have the opportunity to change the channel. Are you not capable of doing that, Al? Do your hands not work properly? I'm sure you've heard that from a lot of women in your life.
Shit.
What did you just say? Are you
Hands work. My hands
Al?
work a lot better than yours.
Well, that's not what I've heard, Al. There's rumors going around that that's not true. So, Al, I want to ask you a very specific question since we have you on the line. And I'm not insulted by anything you said, Al, because obviously I trigger you. And that's okay. So, Al, I'm wondering, would you call the people who lit Tesla cars on fire domestic terrorists? It's a very simple question, Al.
Well, what would you call them?
I asked you first, my friend. That's how this
No,
radio...
I asked you second.
Okay, well, Al,
what would you call?
so when someone is in line and somebody is first and somebody is second, the person that's in line first goes first. I know that's really a hard concept for you to understand, but that's okay. I'll explain it to my very special MAGA friend, Al. So, Al, I asked you first, and then I will answer it after you. Do you think that people who light Tesla cars on fire are domestic terrorists? Yes or no?
I think they're criminal. I think they're committing a crime.
I didn't ask you if they were committing a crime. That's obvious.
I don't have an opinion on that. Do you have a problem with that? I don't have? Do I have to have an opinion on everything? I don't have an opinion on that.
Okay. Well, here's what I think, Al. Here's what I think. I think the reason why you're not answering that question is because Donald Trump answered it. And I think you're being a coward by not answering the question. I'll answer any question you got. So, Al, is it fair to say that you're a coward and that's why you won't answer the question?
I think you're an idiot.
Okay, I'm an idiot. Okay. So, Al, you can continue the ad hominem attacks. That's fine. Your Cheeto Jesus leader called people who lit cars on fire domestic terrorists. The reason why I ask you that question, Al, let me ask you another question. If you beat police officers on January 6th, would you call and characterize those people as patriots and hostages? Can you answer that? Al hung up the phone. I think he knew where I was going with that. I think we know who the idiot is. Al, thank you so much for the phone call. I've got some really bad news for you. I'm not going to jail. I've never gone to jail. I've never been convicted of a crime. I've never been charged of a crime. I have gotten a few speeding tickets in my life. This show isn't going anywhere, and you're addicted to this show because you listen to it every day. You call into it every day. And Al, I don't want you deported. I don't want you thrown in jail unless you have actually committed a crime. I think that's a fundamental difference between MAGA Republicans today and everyday normal Americans. See, we don't want people thrown in jail for doing absolutely nothing wrong but having opinions on a radio show. We want people thrown in jail that are 34-count felons. We want people thrown in jail that are sexual abusers. We want people thrown in jail that steal and have crypto scandals. We want people thrown in jail that have had thousands and thousands of discrimination lawsuits where they've had to pay that out. You see, Al, we want people in jail that actually are convicted felons. We don't answer a question by, well, we'll find something on you. No, that's not how our justice system works. You imbecile, Al. That's what you are. You're an imbecile, but I still love you. You're very special, Al. And you're welcome to call back to the show anytime you want because I'm not going anywhere. Why is it that the rich, crusty, old white guys who are Trump supporters feel bad for the richest man in the world, but for all those people that are losing their health care, losing their benefits, those who serve this country honorably? Why is it that Sean Hannity isn't making charitable donations there? I'm just throwing that out there. And then there are people all over right-wingers, media, Fox News, the Sean Hannitys that are feeling bad for Elon Musk, and they're calling on people to buy Teslas. This is the richest man in the world. What about all our brave men and women in uniform, retired military that are losing their jobs? Do you hear Sean Hannity talking about that? Do you hear right-wingers talking about that? I'm not making this up. Have a listen to this. This is Sean Hannity.
Elon Musk is leading Doge, and he's losing money in the process. He's not doing this to make money. He's losing it. And you could see now, all these attacks have led to the demonization of him, and it's hurting his business. His important work for the Trump administration is bad for business. And Tesla stock is down. His companies and products are under constant attack, all because he is daring to expose waste, fraud, abuse, and auditing the federal government.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sean Hannity feeling bad for the richest man in the world. And my question to all of you is, why is it that people on the right aren't feeling bad for our brave men and women who are losing their jobs throughout the country? Why is Sean Hannity not talking about that? Well, it appears as though Sean Hannity feeling so bad that he's actually going to buy a Tesla. Listen to what he said on the show last night.
One example of many. I don't believe in cancellation. I don't believe in cancel culture. And I know maybe it's not going to make up a difference, but you know what? After I drove my friend's Tesla, I went and I already picked out the one I want. It's called the what is it called? The S-Plaid. And do you realize this thing, an electric vehicle, has 1,006 horsepower and goes from 0 to 62 in 2.0 seconds. And this thing rips, and you can go about 400 miles without a charge. And I don't drive enough to go further than 400 miles, so I'm good. And maybe it's just a gesture on my part, and I like that. I like new technology, but it's just a way of saying, look what they're doing to this guy. Look what one example.
Look what they're doing to this guy. Look what they're doing to this guy. So Sean Hannity taking 15 minutes of his show yesterday promoting Elon Musk, the richest man in the world. Is Sean Hannity doing any of that stuff to all the brave men and women in uniform and those who serve that are losing their jobs throughout the country? All the people that are struggling, that are living paycheck to paycheck? Sean Hannity doing any of that? Where are the gestures there? I'm just asking the question. That's all. Why is it that the rich, crusty, old white guys who are Trump supporters feel bad for the richest man in the world, but for all those people that are losing their health care, losing their benefits, those who serve this country honorably? Why is it that Sean Hannity isn't making charitable donations there? I'm just throwing that out there. But these right-wing a-holes are feeling bad for Elon Musk, the richest man in the world. Are you effing kidding me? Goes to show you who Sean Hannity is and so many of these talking heads on the far right. They're idiots.
So he's obviously turned the White House into the home shopping network. But, the thing about this is that Musk, of course, lies about everything. And the reality is that Musk's stock is tanking for two reasons. Number one, he's never there. The stockholders, major stockholders, are all complaining. Even Dave Portnoy, the Barstool Sports guy who loves Musk, posted yesterday, like, when the hell is I'm losing my ass on these Tesla shares. When is Musk going to get back to work? So for one thing, he's never around. And I don't know, that might be better for the company. I don't know. But the bottom line is he's not anywhere around. His interest right now is like 90% Doge, 10% SpaceX, 0% Tesla. And that's been that way for about a year now. Yeah. So that's number one. But number two is he's so toxic all around the world after what he said about the Polish prime minister.
Yeah.
He's called him a small man. You can't sell a Tesla in Poland now. After he backed the AfD Nazi party in Germany, he can't sell Teslas in Germany. France, he can't sell them. His sales across Europe are down 50%. His sales in China are down almost 50%. And his sales in the United States are down. And so the excuse that they're using now for this is they're claiming that, it's Democrats backed by George Soros who are like attacking dealerships because there's a handful of protests, or maybe, 2 or 3 Teslas that have been graffitied or something. And they're saying that, there's this reign of terror by Democrats. And that's the reason why the stock is down. That is not the reason why the stock is down. The stock is down because people all over the world hate Elon Musk and don't want to buy his cars anymore.